There's a deeper connection when people dance together, especially in a big group, you know. There's an energy that's undeniable, and I'm not being, you know, wishy-washy, spiritual, about it, but it is something powerful, and we were lucky to experience it, and we continue to be lucky to experience it.
Because dance music is a gathering and a good collective of samples, and so it was sampling funk music, rock music, house music, you know, and making up a new movement with it, and it was a very fitting way to kind of end the 90s, I think.
But there was one tune that would come to define the summer of '99.
Sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me.
Sing It Back was written initially in my head on the dance floor in New York. My favourite club was called Body and Soul, which was on a Sunday during the day. And they would play a lot of vocal stuff, and they could turn it down. And the audience, really underground records, the audience would know, the crowd would know every single word of the song and sing it back to him, the DJ. So that's where I got it, Sing It Back to Me.
Your wish will command me, love as I fall to my knees. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me. Bring it back, sing it back, bring it back, sing it back to me.
I went to the label and I said, I think we should do some remixes of Sing It Back. They said yes, and they went straight to Todd Terry, who was doing the big mixes at the time, and he did a really good mix for the price of a small house in Sheffield at the time. But it wasn't the thing that we were waiting for, but out of the blue came a CD in the post from Boris Dlugosch, who's this German DJ. As soon as I put it into the CD player, which is what we used to do then, I could see myself, I visualised myself on top of the pops. I could see myself spinning around. I just knew 100%. No doubt in my mind that it was a stone cold hit, you know, so ring the label, this is it. This is the version. They weren't having it because they'd spent all this money on the fancy mix, and they put it out with Todd Terry on the A-side to begin with. And I cried about it. Like, I went to the label offices and was like crying and like lying on the desk and stuff. And no, they wouldn't have it.
But things were about to go a bit Pete Tong for the original remix of the track, when a certain superstar DJ picked up Boris Dlugosch's version instead.
The same week was Miami Music Conference, where everybody was calling from Miami Music Conference into Radio 1, into Pete Tong. Biggest track in Miami. It's going to be huge. It's Sing It Back, Boris Dlugosch version. So it was nighttime, because obviously it was Radio 1 broadcast. And I rang the label guy on his home phone. And I said, are you listening to this on the radio? And he goes, yeah. And I went, well, when you go into the office, like, on Monday, what you'll do now is you'll delete the other one, won't you? And then we'll go again with this. He said, okay. So that was that.
It's a tune from the sky, Bring It Back. It just seemed to arrive out of nowhere. And Maloka really segued into dance music effortlessly. It made total sense. It really suited her. She does have that, I'm going to look a bit quirky thing, that really went with it. And that was a massive hit.
The video is timeless, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It uses old lenses that probably were used on old Top of the Pops episodes. The real thing, you know, that you actually can't shoot this video anymore because you can't get the film, I don't think. It's magical. It can't be repeated. You can't make it again. The outfit idea came because I had given up smoking. One of my many times of giving up smoking, and I had to know what to do with my hands. I decided to take on a project of covering a 1950s dressing table, all curvy thing, in tiny pieces of mirror mosaic. So I was doing that for like 6 weeks. And when we were thinking about making the video that I was in the middle of doing that. And I realised it had to be something sparkly to add more to it. So I said, go for it, just go and be a dancing mirror ball. She's not exactly wearable, you know, you can't really sit down in it. You can crawl, as is evidenced in the video.
It wasn't just samples either. Moloko was a much more intellectual approach, I think, to dance music. And there was a lot more content in it. And I saw them as a band on Top of the Pops rather than a dance act on Top of the Pops.
So it was tricky because it's a remix. Our band didn't play it. So up I went as I saw myself in my initial dream, you know, in a silver catsuit, dancing around like a disco dolly. I'm very proud of it as a song, and I'm proud of the vocal, and the more that every week I get somebody going, can I do a cover version of it? And nobody sings it like me.